Big up, guys. Big up. It's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan, guys. And you know what it is? I got Temba Banks in the building, guys. You know how we do it. My resident Real Madrid fan. Big up to him. Hope all is well. Hope you're enjoying the international window so far.
No, man, it's boring, man. I'm not in for it, man. It's boring, man. Like let proper football come back. Honestly, man.
Big up to everyone coming in the chat as well. Big up to all of you guys in the chat. Big up to J United. Big up to the man Lutata as well and Dark Crow. Big up to all of you guys coming in the chat. Hope you guys are enjoying the morning. You know what I mean? Big up to Jim Watkins as well. First man on deck as usual. Hope you're having a good day, my brother. Road to 10K is here. First, we must hit 2K and let's keep it pushing. Big up to Dark Crow as well. You know, guys, the theme of this show is squad rebuild, and the reason why I'm saying that is because you know we have this summer really embarked on a squad rebuild, in my opinion. You know what I mean? The last few summers, we sold a player here, we sold a player there, we brought in a player here, we brought in a player there, but this summer we've sold I think it was 11 players that could have been part of the senior team, you know, not to mention the 9 other youngsters who left the club as well. And we also brought in 5 players who will be, you know, in effect part of the first team. There have also been 5 youngsters brought into the club there are 2 of them who might be pushed forward to join the first team as well. So as we can see, there are various positions that we tended to this summer. We could have done a better job in some instances. You know, some fans are saying, where's the goals coming from? But the structure decided to get another young striker that needs development. They didn't go and get an out-and-out striker. And that's one of the things, well, I'm not going to criticize the manager for that. We know the manager last season wanted Harry Kane. It's obvious that he probably wanted a more experienced striker, but this is the plan that they came to as a unit, you know, in deciding with the structure. He does have a veto, but the structure has the power. They write the checks. You know what I mean? So I'm just wanted to bring it out to you guys. You know, let's have a discussion about it. You know, there's a lot of changes. You know, we can sit here and say that it looks like last season, but there are players who haven't really played consistently. You know, it's been 3 games. Some of them had no preseason, so there's no fitness levels per se that they can compete with other players who've been playing consistently over the preseason tournament, getting themselves back and ready and fit to be ready to play matches at the highest competitive level. Because at the end of the day, players could be better, but not ready for the season and have worse performances than a player who's not as good, who's more average. You know what I mean? And a lot of fans, just like Batata United is saying there, we want to win today, now. And for me, I want to win going forward. I want to win every single time. I want to be competing for every single trophy. You know, I want to know that every single season going forward, United is in a title race. Maybe we have to take the shit now, the bad now, so that we can be good later on. I mean, almost every team went through a period of bad for 1 year or 2 years before they suddenly start getting things right. You know, especially, you know, I can't say Real Madrid. They really only had 1 bad season to say that they didn't really win anything. And it's a difficult comparison to make. But when you look at Arsenal, you know, you look at Liverpool, it took them 2-3 seasons, some of them 4. You know what I mean? So I feel like, you know, yes, the manager has got the players in. He has more players in the squad that we could say are his players now, but they have not all played consistent games. It's only been 3 games. All of them couldn't play in the same team. You know what I mean? So I feel like we need to have patience. Some of us might be saying 10 games and let's see how it goes. Some of us might be saying, let's see how it is in Christmas, up to Christmas. You know what I mean? Some fans like me think that the structure won't sack the manager because they will give him this entire season. And when I say give him, they mean they will give him the window in August and a January window. You know what I mean? Because there are 2 stages in the season. In the midway of the season, things could change. We could be 10 points off the top with a game in hand or 2 games in hand, and we buy the right player in January, and suddenly we're in a title race going into the last month of the season. You know what I mean, Thamba?
Yeah, I do understand. I get your point.
Good.
But you know, one thing is that I'm good, right? You can hear me?
Yeah. My bad.
Mark, You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, the thing is this, man. I honestly believe these guys have supported Ten Hag. They back him up. But yet again, you are somebody that you are really optimistic, and I admire you for that. Just that when you look at Ten Hag is not really helping himself. You know, he's not really helping himself. So you believing that they will keep the manager, and for me, I don't think the same thing. You always know my own decision, and this is not have to do with the fact that I want Ten Hag out of the club. No, is what are we seeing? Are we seeing anything like there's a future here between Ten Hag and Enos or Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Because we're not seeing, because yeah and yeah, you keep
How could
hearing,
we? You see, the question is
speculation, rumor, yeah and yeah.
No, I was saying
go
this
on,
time, but when we ask the question, if you
Yeah.
could see our future with Ten Hag and Ineos, right? When it involved Ineos in that question, for me, you could, because we only see 3 games. If you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Under Ineos,
Yeah.
we've only played 3 competitive games. If you want to take on board last season, right? Really and truly, I think they backed him over the summer. They brought in his players that should play the way he wants to play, in profiles that we all would say suit the way the manager intend to play. But we only had 3 games. Some of the players came in 3 weeks ago. Some of them came in last week, the week before, 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? So for me, when I look at it, I'm like, they're not thinking about before the summer, because their back end came in the summer. We hadn't played no professional games. We had played no competitive games. So I could see them backing him at least for the next 10 to 15 games, because the reason why I say that is their first season with the manager. They just back him. So yes,
yeah,
and
I know
they will
But
expect
man,
better performances. They're probably upset. I wouldn't say that they're not upset about the first 3 games. Maybe they're upset about the last game more than anything else, because that was a bad performance in all senses of it. You know what I mean? We capitulated, we made critical mistakes, and we wasn't clinical in front of goal when we had chances, you know? So
one thing again, Bank, you have to understand is this, man. Like you said, officially, he has only played 3 games under Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Enos. But yet again, we don't want to forget what happened last summer. You know, they've seen what he's all about, and they made a decision to keep him, and they be like, okay, yes, we are going to back this guy. We are going to get in the players he wants. Based on the fact that they've seen everything, they've even addressed the issue, like, okay, some of the problem you won't put it on the manager. And that is why they've kept him. And I like what you said, the Enos will give him 10 to 15 games. And I honestly believe that is what Ten Hag has. Ten Hag has, like, from now to December to actually, do proper stuff. He has from now to this, no matter how we sit here and talk about the whole thing, but you and I, you are coming from the past perspective. You are a United fan, and you believe in this manager. You believe he's going to come right. But yet again, Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Enos, those guys are business people. Yes, they might be people that plays football. Yes, it's all about the business as well. Because Manchester United is a big brand. No matter what anybody wants to say, they are a big brand. So the fact that these guys are in the club, they are in the club to win, off and on the pitch. So
100%.
Ten Hag is not going the way they want, then I think they are going to. But it needs to change everything right now. The style of play.
Yeah, well, you see, the problem with that assessment is that you see, when they say that he needs to change, bro. Think about it like this: everybody thinking about the perspective of before the summer, right? I thinking about the reality, and when I say I'm thinking about the reality, I know Ineos is business people, but you don't invest in a manager. Listen, hear what I'm saying, bro. If they sign him in the summer, because he gets his contract in June, right? He signed it in the first week the first week of July, right? July 1st when we started buying players, right? Which means that they back him, right? Now, at the same time with backing him now, yo Vegeta, bro, you in the Telegram group and Vegeta. If you're in the Telegram group, yo, Temba, just drop the link in the Telegram group for me now, bro, because I can't do it from where I is right now.
Okay. I'll drop the link.
And you go pull through. When they pull through Vegeta, if you get the link, Just message any comments and I'll bring you up, bro. So what I'm saying is that I look at it from a perspective where everything before he re-signed this summer, I put it on a burner. I'm not forgetting it. I putting it on a burner. And the reason why I putting it on a burner, bro, is because this happened before any of us decide to back this manager. That's the be all and end all, right? Now, I not go and say Omar and Dan Ashwood didn't want the manager. They had nothing to do with him coming in. I would say officially, according to the world, they had nothing to do with it. But everybody knows they're not going to be CEO in a month, 6 weeks later, and director of football 6 weeks later, and they don't have a say with what happened 6 weeks prior. You know what I mean? I just think that officially they can't say that it would be bad for business, bad in all intents and purposes, just to prove a point. You know what I mean? So I think this, with them saying that, you know, they will give the manager their support, I feel like maybe that might be for 6 months to a season, because let me be realistic, bro. Half of the players that we all say they backed him with, which one of them besides Mazraoui actually match fit? None of them.
But we don't know.
No, but reality, we watch them play. Joshua Zirkzee, you know, for me, maybe the next 2 games he will be up to speed, up to everything, up to match sharpness. De Ligt, maybe the same thing. I think maybe 2 or 3 games for De Ligt and he will get up to match sharpness, you know. But the reality is, you know, the man say, bro, I don't know where his Ugarte levels of fitness. It might take days, it might take weeks, it could take a month or 2. You know what I mean? Everybody want to kill the manager for saying this.
Yeah,
and I don't understand why.
Like, why would they say that? Because the same Ugarte you're talking about went ahead and played almost 90 minutes for Uruguay.
No, well, that's true, but you don't understand. Think about it like this. The manager not going to come out and say Ugarte ready when he not sure. You can't vex with the manager for big up the Drex. You know, you can't vex with the manager for saying that he not ready. You know, the manager say the team not ready for the season. Everybody laugh at the manager. Big up the Drex.
I'm coming here with anger, with fire in my bones, right? I don't want to talk about the manager says. The manager says the player is not ready. Everybody everybody just take it like that, bro. The Maresca came and said he's not ready. He doesn't want Sterling in his team, bro. We all said right here, we take it like that, bro. The managers, I think the problem a lot of United fans have, or even you up there, Timber, a lot of problems you guys have is the fact that Ten Hag has already done something wrong in your eyes. That every little thing he does now, it feels like why you saying those BS, right? So for me, let's not go too deep. Let's drop the bias, right? There's nothing wrong in the manager saying the player is not ready, bro. It's not like Ugarte would come in that team against Liverpool and make any huge difference, bro. As Ugarte played in the Premier League before, no. As Ugarte played for Uruguay before, 100%, right? He's played for Uruguay before. It's not like it's one new. We're trying to make. I know the manager has his fault. Big up Vegeta. I know the manager has his fault, right?
Big up, guys.
Let's not make it sound like everything the manager says is he should be held accountable for everything, bro. The manager is no Jesus Christ that has been preaching no gospel, bro. Right? So it's the truth, bro. You could take what you want to take and you could drop what you want to drop. But the thing is, I feel like people are flogging the manager for that statement because it's Ten Hag. Because Ten Hag is not done right in their sight. So everything to whip him with, right? You have it. But that's just me. I'm not influencing anybody's take, but that's just me. I just feel like let's just accept what the manager says and let's just move on. The real thing is what we do on the pitch. And that's what my brother Peter was saying the other day after the game. That's the real thing. What we do on the pitch. All this is not ready for that. It's what we do on the pitch, bro. If Ugarte comes in and he's not ready, the manager said it at the start of the season. We are not ready for the season. A lot of people were talking, right? And I was part of the people like, why would you say such a thing at the of, you know? But in context, when you put everything together, it made sense when I listened to everything, right? But Bro, that's just me though. But let's not be flogging somebody because he said the player is not ready and he goes to play 79 minutes for his same country that he's been playing with for the past. He was in Copa America. Let's not kid ourselves.
True. So for me, like that's what I say, guys. Like, you know, prospectively, we have to hold the manager accountable. At the same part, we still have to hold some players accountable for performances. Because especially when fans say we know what a player could do. If we know what you could do and for 5-10 games you're not seeing that, bro, then we can't blame the manager. You know what I mean? Because I feel like sometimes the manager could be at fault, let me say, for continuing playing the player, which I think Ten Hag, you know, already rubbed the fan base off the wrong way when it comes to Rashford and his bent on bringing him back to form and playing him into form or whatever that is. Cool. I also calling that out. Everybody know I calling that out since last season, since the first season. But anyway, right? The thing of the matter for me is I want to see the players that we sign match fit, play 3 to 5 games, right? Because I think that's the only way we could honestly make the statement. Well, he's been back by this summer, and we should improve. Because he's been back by this summer, but the only match fit player to this day currently that we know for a fact was Mazraoui. You know what I mean? That the only one who really had a preseason amount of all the players we brought into the club. The only one out of the 5. I mean, Lenny had some games, but he ended up injured. He coming back. So big up to him advancing the building. So for me, it's like, you know, I hear what men them saying, bro. The manager need to improve. The team need to improve. But I will still say it like this. After the 3 games, I doubt that we really and truly saying that, you know, the players who come in, who like De Ligt, you know, like Mazraoui, like Xerxes, should be more clinical, should be the best players on the pitch. Because at the end of the day, they really had no preseason. Only Mazraoui, really. And we've seen a consistently good performance from Mazraoui. Of course, he make 1 or 2 mistakes. But who doesn't make mistakes? Which team don't make mistakes, bro? It's how goals are scored on any other team. You know what I mean? Vegeta, big up, brother. What going on? Where's the facts?
Hey guys, nah. Thank you for having me on the show, bro. I thought I'd just pull up and, you know, support the thing. Always maybe bring a different perspective, you know. And after being on multiple panels and multiple shows, I think the issue isn't what we think the issue is. I think the issue is that people don't listen. Because the moment you try to address some of the issues with players, it's like, yeah, but what about the manager? You know, and even if the player you're criticizing is justifiably playing terribly, people will go so far as to even defend that crap. You know what I'm saying? No, they'll say the most outrageous things to defend the player. On the other hand, if you do address the manager's shortcomings, then that also happens on the other side. So people aren't listening to each other. At the end of the
Yo, bro, that's it, bro. That's it. You said it right there. People don't want to listen, bro. You said it. It feels like when you talk about players, they say you're the manager in. When you talk about the manager, they say you're player FC. And at what point do we not strike a balance, Vegeta? At what point do we?
But Drex, remember, I think it was on my show when you were helping me when I said at some point we need the club as a whole, from the management team and the players, need to decide whether they want to be successful or not and how they're going to go about that. Because Ten Hag, unfortunately, is the face, yes, because he's our manager, right?
Yeah.
He's, you know, when they say the face of something, he's what
It's
we
the one we
think of
see. Yeah, it's the one
when
we
we think of
see.
United.
Yeah.
But in reality,
Mhm.
it's not just his responsibility. It's Rude and Rene. Is it Rene, the other guy, the new guy? It's
Rene,
the new set piece coaches.
the goalkeeper coach.
It's the players on the pitch themselves who are supposed to apply what this coaching team is trying to teach them, that make up what we see on a weekend, on a weekday as fans. And that's what we criticize. Because what I'm tired of personally is people speaking as if they're in the training sessions. People are speaking as if they're negotiating contracts.
In the back room.
We're fans. And our job is to criticize what we see on the weekend and what we see not happening on the pitch, because that is the only thing we can say for sure we're seeing with our own 2 eyes. And what I'm seeing with my own 2 eyes is Onana doesn't know how to get down, apparently, even though he's been a goalkeeper for all of these years. I don't know Wagwan there. Joshua needs a few more games. He's new. Shocker. Who would have thought, right? Ten Hag clearly needs to address the gaping hole he's left between his defensive team and his attacking team, because there's no midfield that bridges that gap at the moment, unfortunately. Those are the things I'm seeing with my 2 eyes. But when you're addressing these things, people hear what they want to hear and will attack that point, and it'll be just, yeah, but the manager's trying though. But it's like, is it not a fair criticism that there's a disconnect between defense and attack? Because we're bypassing it, clearly shown by the amount of long balls we're playing in our team, which is ridiculous.
Vegeta, before we go, let me read this comment. I don't know if Mark still has control to the thing.
No, you run the show now, bro.
All right. Adari Kangumba. Sorry, pardon me if I pronounced that wrong. Guy, I know you've been talking about this for a while. Hi, Mark, and how are you? I blame Darren Eagles for the poor transfer window for Newcastle. I know you've been talking about Newcastle. Sack Darren Eagles out of Newcastle now and bring back Beef Amanda and Kakumba. We have a show called Max got a show called The Bragging Rights, right? Where we talk about every club. You want to come on that show, bro? Be our guest. I would love to have you on that show. And for Newcastle, I don't know why they haven't sacked Darren yet. Maybe there's something that the board are saying that they need to So you just have to give the man time. Just give the man time. You only lost what's his name, Ashworth to United, right? Just give this guy time. I know there was rumor that you wanted permission, but just give this guy time, bro. Just give him time, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, like I agree with Vegeta, bro. Like, Vegeta, no, bro. Like, I just see it as it is when I watching the games, bro. Like, we need to be more clinical. We need to do better here. We need to have better coordination here. But at the same time, Vegeta is always hear me saying, bro, it's gonna take some time. I have patience. I have real patience. And some men might be mad at me for saying it like that, bro. But the reality is, when I watch it, bro, how many things that we could affect with our voice in terms of, it's not like if we could sit down and tell the players, bro, I'm a super fan. I have your best interest at heart, guys. You know what I mean? Don't think that you are the best player right now, but just do the basics. Get it right. Get the basics right and everything will be okay.
Mark,
Them not going to hear me, bro. Who am I?
Let me read some of this comment. I think Ray was agreeing to what Vegeta was saying right there about the collective, right? That's think was
100%
the collective thing. Evans is coming saying Ugarte left alone in the midfield like Casemiro it will be no different. Jonathan saying 316 is the elephant in the room. Jonathan, I'm going to come back to this comment. I'm going to give it to the panel. Let me just move on. I think Vegeta was responding to Jim. I see you, big up yourself. Patricia Mills coming in saying double pivot that. Can the lads just play a decent game of football for
100%, Patricia?
That's a very good. That's a very
bro,
good comment.
Patricia
right
speaking the facts there, bro, because it's just difficult right now.
Shebo Liwela is saying, so you're relying on one man to fix your season who's never played in the Premier League. You're gonna ask people that actually are holding the manager to his word, but we have to wait, bro. Nobody's actually relying on a particular player. Players just need to blend. Let me just keep it going. Jamie saying, Vegeta, you're spot on those. Vegeta, you're spot on there. Those seems to be a total disconnect between defense and attack, also between midfield and attack. So our style of play is disconnected 100%.
I don't really think there's a disconnect in between the attack and the midfield. I think the disconnect is between the attack and the midfield and the defense.
Because you need to have a midfield to begin with, Mark. That's the problem.
You need to.
No. Team.
Yeah.
Let me just. I'll come to you guys with that comment up there. We're gonna go back to it. Simpson, who cares about Newcastle? This is Man United. We know it's Man United channel, but Simpson, don't forget that we also have people.
Big up, Simpson.
We also have
people. Every time I see the name pop up, I know Simpson was taking.
No. The thing is, I know that guy has always been in your comment, Mark. If you notice.
No. He's always read his comments too, bro. He's always talk about that every single time, bro. Almost every stream,
I just wanted
to talk about that.
I wanted to just address him. Big up yourself, Simpson. Say I agree he should start, but I can't understand how on the one hand, international football is not a measure of how good someone is. You see, different stroke for different folks. That's how it is.
I also think that comment makes sense when you say that.
It is though. It takes a season for a team to just. Ray, I kind of disagree on that one a little bit, right? maybe 15 games. Yeah, but
I mean, it depends on the
see
team.
where
I
it's
think.
coming from. I see where it's coming from, right? I
think it depends on the
what's
team.
coming from. But the new argument is Maresca just came in. What's the next excuse? If now both Chelsea and Liverpool have a good first season like we did, then flop next season, what would they talk about? Bro,
they won't talk about it, bro.
Mark, let's come back to this comment. Because this guy, Jonathan, is saying 3-1-6 is the elephant in the room. But we all know Real Madrid plays 3-1-6, right?
Brighton plays at 3-1-6 too. So
and Vegeta was saying something about the disconnection between the defenders and the midfielders, right? Not so much the midfielders and the attackers, but we all know that defensive midfield defensive connection. There's a huge gap there. And we've seen Real Madrid play the 3-1-6, bro. And when we see Real Madrid play Brighton, when we see them play the 3-1-6, we don't see those gaps. So what do you guys think is actually the problem? Because everybody's saying, what's Ten Hag's style of play? But man just said 3-1-6 is the elephant in the room. So obviously, man has seen that Ten Hag is playing the 3-1-6, which is his style of play, right? So what seems to be the problem? Because if Real Madrid and Brighton can do it well, what seems to be the problem?
Man, I think Vegeta go and fight with me on this comment or go and make here, but I think time is the issue, bro. Like again, you see, for me, Real Madrid running that 4-2-2 system for the last probably 3 to 5 seasons, right? And I feel like they understand what they have to do after playing it, losing, different personnel coming in, improving them, this and that and the other. Brighton is the opposite. Brighton been playing this formation for the last 7 years. They've been playing this style of play. Whether it is a different manager, whether it was different players, this is the way they play. You know what I mean? When it comes to Man United, we have some players who, in my honest opinion, they're learning a new style of play because for the better part of their entire career, they play counter-attack football. What I can say is that, is that if you look at the current performances, and even in the first 3 games, we lost the one against Liverpool, we lost against Brighton, but when you look at the form last season to this season, we have better possession values, better pass completion ratios. We are a little bit, we're a little bit stronger defensively, not as much shots being conceded on average. On average right now is like about 7 or 9 shots or something like that, somewhere between there, which is pretty decent because, right now we have the lowest average for shots conceded. So at the same time, for me, I look at it like Ten Hag needs to improve. Yes, players need to improve. Yes. But there's going to come a time where, some players just not able to do the job. You know what I mean? Like Mason Mount. I don't rate Mason Mount. But in the first 2 games when Mason Mount was on the pitch, we didn't have no gap in the midfield. And everybody highlight that. And everybody know I don't like Mason Mount. But Mason Mount, even Temba was talking about it, bro. Mason Mount was plugging the gaps. Now, I'm not saying Ugarte go and come in and plug them gaps because I don't know. I see Ugarte perform well for Uruguay, but I still never see him play for United, so I don't know. But what I will say is this. If we could fix that problem, and then, the strikers could start finding clinicality, the attackers, then I feel like we'll have a qualitative improvement in the team. Because once we start to score goals, I think it will make other teams a little bit more afraid of coming at Manchester United, which is the biggest problem right now. They're not that afraid to concede against United because we're not clinical. But I don't know. That's just my honest opinion.
Let me because I will go to Temba last because that's Temba's team system. Let me hear Vegeta. Vegeta, what do you think can be? What do you think? Just tell me that gap. Just tell me.
You know what it is? People fixate on formations a little bit too much. I think the obsession is a bit weird, in my opinion, because most of the time it's how you set up initially. But the formation matters more how you apply it in theory. Because if you think about it, there's a lot of teams that play similar formations, but they don't play the same type of football because of the instructions managers give their players on the actual pitch, right? So maybe you start off with a 4-4-2, but in the actual game, when you look at the movement of players, when you look at heat maps, you then realize that that's not the shape that's maintained by a team. So it's more the application rather than the formation itself, right? Case in point, you guys gave 2 other teams that apply the same formation but differently, because Brighton and Real Madrid don't play the same football, even though they're playing the same formation, right? So my thing is yes, I agree with Mark. Some time has to be given because De Ligt and Ugarte, and I'm speaking about these guys specifically because Leach has been here with us. De Ligt is joining our defense, and Ugarte is new in the midfield. So these guys are gonna need time to play with the new
But
teammates.
sorry, you guys are forgetting Mazraoui as well, though. Is it because he's been
Yeah,
hitting
no,
the
I'm talking
ground
about
running?
no why.
No, well, he had
I'm
a
not forgetting.
preseason, so we kind of
Oh.
leave
I'm not
him
forgetting
out.
about
I'm
Mazraoui,
just
right?
joking. I'm just joking.
But I'm looking at it as the actual disconnect is if you look at the one thing I will say, people can't say Ten Hag doesn't have a way he wants to play. The fact that his defense has figured out how to play out from the back tells you he knows how he wants to play. The issue is that once your center backs or your wingers, whoever's cutting in because he likes to play, they're all doing this inverted thing in 2024. Once whoever it is gets the ball to Cass, or in this case, let's say it's Ugarte, the problem is that central defensive midfielder looks up and guess what? Bruno and Kobe are all the way there. And the only option they have is then to try play to one of the wingers. But again, they're super wide and they're there. So what that allows is that people can then play through us. And that's the problem I've seen, is that people have this confidence of, oh, the midfield is open. And they gang up on our central defensive midfielder, which then leads to a lot of the mistakes we saw in the two games we lost, right? So I think it's more a problem of application, more so than just, oh, you're playing 3-1-6, it's a crap formation. It's like how people dismiss the 4-4-2. Yeah, but you can't dismiss its effectiveness if applied correctly. You have to apply it correctly. That's the point. People need to know where they need to be at the right time because the one thing that Casemiro suffered from, even though he made the mistakes, was a lack of passing options. What is he gonna do, bro? And then he tried to do a Hollywood pass to Marcus Rashford. Dude, no, that's not your game, bro. That's why he needs midfielders to complement him. That's where he had a Toni Kroos and a Modric, right? They understood this guy's job is not to pass. That's our job. We just need to make ourselves available in the right spaces to receive the ball. We'll take care of it. So Casemiro didn't have to panic. He knew, okay, Kroos is coming to collect the ball. Thank you, bye. That's your job.
Let me yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Temba. Yeah, Temba.
Yeah,
So man saying Premier League is the problem. 3-1-6 will get to Varane. No midfield doesn't work. So you've seen this thing work with your team. What do you think? I'm giving you. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 1 minute. What do you think? Because we have to wrap up this show in about 8 minutes now.
Now, one thing is this, man. When you look at Real Madrid, this system is something we've been used to for a very long time, and we don't just suddenly bring you in and put you in. You get introduced by it time to time. From the likes of Federico Valverde, it didn't just get that playing. It was introduced bit by bit. It was being utilized, introduced to it with experienced players around him. Now, Casemiro was never a poor passer. Casemiro is a destroyer. What he does is, I get the ball. When I turn, Modric or Toni Kroos is already there for an option for me to pass to. I don't start looking for Vinicius Junior. No, the option was there, or looking for Gareth Bale. They have always been option in the midfield. Even when Isco was even at Madrid, these guys collect the ball. Isco will be there to receive the pass. Federico Valverde will be there to receive the pass as well. But now in United, and the way Madrid now, when attacking, this was 3-1-6 information. Whenever somebody have gotten the ball, they go together with the defense line. Now, when the defense now automatically becomes the midfield, because the midfielders now are in the positional box. So if whatever happens, we lose the ball there, we don't allow them get into our part of the game. We try to win the ball back in their half there. And even though they get to come into our wings, our side of the game, the midfielders, who are the defenders, are there already to tackle it and get the ball. But with United, is a different case. Look at the goal. When Casemiro gets the goal, this guy was still behind him. Licha was behind him. Now, when he tried to launch the ball, and you can see the gap between him and the guys, like Dalot was already in the half of Liverpool. Most of the United players were already on the half of Liverpool. And that was what happened. Immediately lost the ball. There's nobody to fight with there. It was automatically, I think it was 5 against 3. 5 against 3. So how would they win that ball back? Because every attacking players, the midfielders are already attacking. Whereas if we are attacking together. If we are defending together. Which was why I said, if we get to lose the ball, everybody is defending, because right from the attacking now, it starts from there. They try to win the ball back in their midfield, or even though it gets to our midfield, we know, yes, we are on a ground whereby they can't score a goal. And that's one thing that is not really happening in United at the moment. So nobody comes out for pass. It's like everybody is scared to be impressed, because I saw it. Casemiro, when you look at the one that went for throwing, he was looking for an option to pass. Nobody was there. Nobody. And Liverpool knew.
Temba, let me just summarize what you're saying, because what you just said, that some of them are actually tickling my ears. So from what I get from you now is 1 time, 2 application, 3 fine-tuning. That's all I get. Mark, I need you to help me read some of these comments while we wrap up the show.
Yeah, no problem. Bulani coming in saying the problem was not Casemiro. Onana is 2 is not good. You know, we need a better shot stopper. I would agree with that, to be fair, a little bit. All the balls that went into our goal post was at goal, but all our shots were stopped by the Liverpool goalkeeper. I mean, I know a lot of people have different varying opinions on the situation with Onana. At the end of the day, I know my default preference on our goalkeeper is a better shot stopper. So it is what it is. It's all about priorities and what you want to do. You know what I mean? At this point, the club decided what it was going to do with the manager. Whether or not this was the specific goalkeeper that we wanted or was the goalkeeper that we end up with, this is the choice that we made. And we had to we made the bed, we had to lie in it now. Now, what I would think is that the structure need to analyze this situation and decide, well, whether or not they think that they should move forward with this goalkeeper, or maybe they should give Bayende a chance. You know what I mean? Or whether it be Bayende or VTech or something, because at this point, sometimes I feel like maybe the defense don't trust Onana. I think the team don't trust Onana to stop shots. Big up to Kepa Lance coming in. It's the opinion of Eric Ten Hag that counts, not that of the Uruguayan manager. Hope this helps. By the way, the main issue is ball progression, not tackles, duels, or interceptions. Ball progression, yeah, that's true. You know what I mean? We don't have a player who really going to take that ball and drive with it in the midfield. And most occasions, we could guarantee that we get in that in 9 out of 10 games. You know, of course, Kobe drives with the ball sometimes. Of course, Bruno does it as well. Sometimes Rashford, sometimes another player. But we need someone to do that week in, week out and provide a base for the rest of the players to build from. Big up to that. David Moyes, we need to cash in on Bruno and replace him. It's so obvious. It's no surprise his worst games are always against the better teams in the Prem. Well, I don't really believe that statement, because it's kind of weird that you say that when Bruno scored a goal from half line against Liverpool last season. You know, he had the most assists. You know,
brother, wait, hang on. Whoa.
Yo.
This is the problem I have with the internet.
No, it's not. No. Vegeta, it's the man is saying something that
I agree with him in terms of some parts of what he said, but
right. Big up, he's saying something.
Big up, bro.
We need to cash in on Bruno. That's right. Because if you look at the age and right, it's not looking good.
I agree with that. We could cash in.
I agree with that. But when you say it's no surprise, it's worst games are always against the better.
I mean, that's usually when he comes best games, right? You know, that's usually when he scores.
Big up yourself.
Big up to Brewski. Big up to him. Big up to him.
Vegeta wanted to say something. Right?
I just wanted to say, look, no player is beyond selling.
Yeah.
But the crack is high grade on these streets. Who's creating, guys? We tried this last year when Bruno was injured. I don't know if people's eyeballs disappeared for that period, but nobody created. No,
without him, bro.
Struggled, bro.
That's the biggest problem, bro. Evan Ferguson coming in, I thought that it was obvious Ten Hag made comments about Ugarte simply to influence how Southampton make their game plan. Hey, bro, I just think a lot of fans ride too high on some of the comments that this manager make, you know, because, you know, and I'll keep saying this, when the club say, bro, we don't concede penalties, we don't get no penalties, but every week, on average, for last season with the club, Liverpool got probably like 29 penalties, bro, in all comps. And I mean, in the Premier League last season, bro, that's like, bro, an average of 0.7 penalties per game. That is ridiculously high. You know what I mean? Big up to you, bro. Amira Mara is saying the rebuilding process is now gaining some progress. Regardless, the 2 games lost next season, we will enjoy better and entertaining performances. I can't disagree with Amara there, to be fair. Jim Watkins, the other big problem is teams, whether we play home or away, don't fear us these days. As a team, has a weak mentality and mindset. Watch them when we go 1-0 behind their heads. Need a mentality shift. We need to fight. Ugarte, Casemiro, Menu, plug the gap, make it solid. I don't disagree there. You see, the problem is when we sacrifice Bruno, where the creativity coming from? A lot of people want to see Menu progress the ball and they think Menu could be a 10, but bro, I've watched Menu for 4 years now, bro. He's never played in that role. You know what I mean? Not saying he can't do it, but he's never done that. So for me, I would say leave him as an 8, bro, because that's where he looked most free to me. You know, he could go forward if you want. He could defend. He could play about with the ball. He could drive. He could pass. He could show up in the box and score a goal. Leave him be free. Don't focus him as the creator. We need a creator, maybe 150 mil for Jamal Musiala. Let me go, guys. You know, Kepa Lands, big up, broski. I think if we start Ugarte and Menu and bring Casemiro in for maintenance, when he's tired, he can offer the attacking threat later in the game without being exposed as a liability. Bro, calm down on Casemiro, bro. You're getting real shots today. I'm feeling bad for brother, bro. Yeah, but at the same time, I could understand he don't have the legs in some situations. You know, he made, you know, some people feel like he's making a lot of bad decisions. Yeah, you know, I could understand. He's had a lot of mistakes, and I could understand the opinions on him. You know what I mean? I would say I would still start Casemiro next to Ugarte, and I would start Bruno ahead of them. I would bring Kobe Minu off the bench. That's just me. I don't know if you don't like me for saying that, but that's just my choice.
No,
you know what I mean?
He wouldn't be terrible, you know, Casemiro.
And if you have his experience with Ugarte legs, I think that provides much more security, you know what I mean? And then, you know, Casemiro plays 60 minutes, Kobe play 40. We manage Kobe. Kobe could start in the UCL, in the UEL, you know what I mean, against teams, you know what I mean? It could work. It could work. Big up to Patricia. Hope you're having a great day, though, as well. You know what I mean? Anything else, Drex?
Just one more.
Sifiso Diamani is coming in. Bruno is an unreal player with the ball at his feet, but we do not have the ball. He's a headless chicken. He makes everyone work, then times hard because of his relentless chasing of the ball. Oh, okay. He makes everyone work hard, times harder, 10 times harder than basically is what he's saying because of his relentless chasing of the ball. But I mean, it gives and takes, you know what I mean? Bruno can't do it by himself. All the players need to come together. That's the most important thing, all right?
That is why I said Bruno needs to be disciplined. He needs to be disciplined.
Honestly. We're gonna Mark, take up this one. Then let me just wrap up. Let me just respond to what.
All right, no problem.
Man just said right there.
Igor Bokwe, Gabriel is coming in. Big up to you, brother. People are gonna be massively underwhelmed with Ugarte. His game is win it back and pass. It's simple. He's gonna have nobody to pass it to. The same as Casemiro. United's tactics. Everyone bomb forward, and the CDM plays Hail Mary passes. This is not his game. I disagree with that comment there, bro. I think that comment is largely disingenuous. Big up to you. I hope you have a great day. I think the last. That's not 1 second, Drex.
Okay.
1 second, Drex. I feel like you hanging out with Temba a lot too much, bro. You know, watch out for that because you know. I mean, I'm not going to say Ugarte is a miracle worker, but what I could tell you is that his range of passing is very good, and winning it back and keeping it simple is exactly what United need in a 6, in my honest opinion.
But I heard that Ugarte plays it safe. We kind of need that right now, bro. We do
Honestly,
not need any more risks.
We need somebody that we just. The thing is, right? This is my last comment before I wrap up the show, guys. Big up everybody. The thing is, I just feel like the manager would have sat down with his coaching team, right, and be like, okay, this is something is not giving here, right? Now with Ugarte coming in, if we could win the ball and pass it, right? If that is one of his major attributes, good attribute, then win the ball and look for that safe pass because not all the time you have to do. You have to move it long or try to play fast one or you know those passes that Carrick does a lot where he takes it from the back and slide it through on the floor and every defender is trying to cut it out but nobody's cutting it out until it gets to the recipient, right? Not every time you do that. Sometimes you just go back, recycle. Because that case study you were talking about, Casemiro looking for somebody, and he had to put it to the throw line. But he had the option of going back, right? So maybe the manager needs to come in and say, okay, you know what? I think I'm the one telling these guys to look for, but always try to keep it safe, recycle the ball. That's me. Going into the next, it's the next whatever game it is. I think some people say 10. For me, I'm still holding on to that Christmas period, right? December. Or whatever games we have, numbers of game we have next. I want to see. I think improvement is what I want to see. Not much of I need us to win games because winning games bring confidence for the players. But I just want to see those gaps being plugged. That's all. That's all I have to say.
Big up. Any last words, Vegeta?
I think the game is simple, and that's all Ten Hag needs to do. It's simplified, bro. We don't need to do everything now at the same time. You know, you did one thing right. You improved the defense. We're not conceding as many shots. It's just that we've got an idiot in goal who doesn't know how to goalkeep. But other than that, just simplify, bro. You will be surprised how much easier you make people's lives by just simplifying the game.
I wouldn't mind that at all, bro. To be fair, you know, just slow it down a beat or two. You know what I mean? I think we're at 135 beats and we should be at 128. That's just me. You know what I mean? No, bro, like, let me tell you something, right? And I don't know if a lot of people notice this, right? But most of the music that is produced today, right? I guarantee I could pick up 10 songs that are 10 hit records, right? And if I play them all at the same BPM, they are the same chord progression. But when I play them at the actual rhythm of their tracks, they song like 10 different songs entirely. But they are the same chord progression exactly. You know what I mean? Like, bro, but my thing is, this is what I say, it's all about it's not usually what you do, it's usually how you do it. You know what I mean? And how you execute. You know what I mean? And like I say, the manager making some mistakes, the players make some mistakes. They all have to be accountable because regardless of what if the manager tactics not getting across to the players that in a way they could understand, then you can't sit down and say the players, you know, none of them go and take the time to say, well, coach, you know, we don't actually understand. You know what I mean? I think that would be poor communication on the side of the personnel. You know, everybody have to explain like this, and I don't understand, or maybe I don't think you're doing what I'm asking you to do rightly. And then they come together and they meet in the middle. And this is what we need this team to do. The manager, the players, everybody needs to come together in a huddle, hug, and say, hey, how are we going to do this? What you think I could do to help you be better? What can you do to help me to be better? And how we can facilitate all of this is what Ineos should be saying. You know what I mean? And the only thing I can say is that so far, I think that's exactly what they're trying to do. I just think it's taking a little bit of time. And that's why I'm saying it needs some time. Temba, what are you saying, brother? Big dog.
Well,
Real Madrid.
Everything I said, I was repeating. This guy needs to be disciplined. Bruno has to be disciplined in that midfield. He has to be disciplined. Stay in your position.
Let go now, bro. You know, he just mad. He wasn't able to buy Bruno from Sporting. I just want y'all to know.
What am I doing?
Real Madrid was linked to Bruno the same time.
What am I doing, Bruno?
Y'all didn't get him. When he was playing don't be mad, bro. 95 GA from 2020, bro. 95 GA, bro. You name a player at Madrid that have 99 GA, that's 99 GA, that's same time, bro. I don't want to
go into GA. I just want to ask him one question. I want to ask him one question. What discipline are you talking about? The same Bruno that when he was a Sporting with the Udinese, right? It's the same way he's been even at Portugal. It's the same way he's been playing. So what's the discipline you're talking about?
What I'm talking about discipline is this, man. When you look at the way Bruno plays at United and the way he plays for what's it called? Portugal is different.
No, bro, it's not different. Did you watch Portugal this last week?
He's more composed. He's more organized. He stays disciplined because he has other players that does job. But Bruno Fernandes, go check him out at United. When the boy is with Mazawari, he's there. If the boy is with he's always there. So sometimes this
maybe it's not a discipline issue, it's a trust issue because Portugal just has better players.
That's it.
Vegeta, I know, but I'm saying the same thing.
Sound it again. Sound it again.
Say it again.
No, I'm just saying maybe it's not a discipline issue, it's a trust issue. Portugal just has superior players to United, bro.
That's it. On that note, Bryce, we close the show.
Big up to everybody joining us. Big up to Nick Fadley. Big up to everybody. Big up to Sim. Big up to Manu Tata, David Moyes. Big up to Sefiso, Jack Reacher. Big up to Jim Watkins. Big up to Evan Ferguson, Patricia Mills, Kepper. Big up to you, David, bro. Big up to Moyes. You know, big up to everybody joining us today, guys. Hope you have a great day. Big up to Kenny Fan TV. Big up to Rasta Stocks. Big up to all of you guys coming in. You know, maybe we might have a chill stream tonight. I don't know how Temba feeling on it. If Drex might be feeling it. If Vegeta want to be back on. You know what I mean? We'll come back tonight. If these guys want to do a stream later, guys, we will be here. But, you know, I have class from 5 UK to 9:30 to 8:30, 8:45 UK. So, you know, guys, I won't be around. And I'll probably get home around 9:30. So, you know, if these guys want to do a stream later on, we will be here. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Don't forget to smash the likes. You know, early likes always help the channel. If you didn't watch any live section, guys, come back in on-live. Leave a comment. Leave your opinion, what you think. You know, we will all react to it. Share it around. If you like talking shit, clip it. Put it up there. This guy chatting shit. Same thing about Temba. Big up to Drex for coming in and holding the stream down, bro. Thanks so much, bro. And big up to Vegeta and Temba, guys. You know, yeah, fellas, all you know these fellas, bro, they're always here with me from the beginning. When I had 10 subscribers, man, them like Vegeta and Drex, these men, them was here all the time, every time. And, you know, Temba, bro, what I can say, brother, you know what I mean? Joined the family recently. Welcome aboard. You know, it is, we go still rival all the time. So, guys, thank you so much. Temba, any thoughts? You guys, anything last words?
No.
Temba, don't we have something scheduled soon?
Sorry, guys, man. I'm doing a watch along. I'm doing a show. It has to be about what this guy said, Rafnik, you know. So please do feel free.
We will be there. What time? What time is the stream as well? What time is the stream?
It's in an hour.
Yeah, it's in 14 minutes.
All right, well, drop the link now, man. Send the link in the group for man. We'll pop in and give a little 5 minutes. We go watch. I go listen to you on Vegeta. You know.
Okay.
I like to be in the comments causing chaos.
Guys, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. There's the Football Fan Zone right there. We have Vegeta. What's the name of your channel right now?
The Halftime with Vegeta Summer, guys. Don't forget to check him out. Check out my brethren.
Yes. I'll just after the video, I'll just put it in the comment section for people.
Yeah, guys, don't forget to smash the likes and don't forget to show some love. Subscribe if you haven't. Those of you that will watch this much later, tell us what you think about the Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out, and Ten Hag, all of that. Just tell us what you think. For now, catch you guys later. Bye for now.